Here we are at Circaphiles.
Yes,
and
we are.
I have put you on the list as one of the best contemporary dealers and mid-century dealers in all of the Marche Aux Puces. How long have you been in the business?
My brother and I since 20 years now.
20 years. It doesn't surprise me. Tell me about your two favorite pieces in the whole booth.
Okay, alors the booth is quite long. You have two words. The colder one with black and white, where is sitting the table Janssen. It's a French home. This table called Royal has been made on special order from Sacha Guitry's wife. It's black lacquered. It's from the 1960s. It's a beautiful work, and it can fold totally and become a small round table, 1.40 meter diameter.
And are you willing to tell us what the price is?
Prices is 22,000 euros.
22,000. And what would be a second item?
The second one will be in the warmest words, the Paolo Buffa cabinet bar.
How do you spell that?
Buffa is B-U-F-F-A, and it's made in goat skin. Beautiful details with the gold pieces, like medieval vibe. It's from 1950s.
Who's your ideal customer?
American, English, because they're quick, they know what they want. Voila, I love that.
And just out of curiosity, what's your favorite fabric house in Paris?
Paris, it's Pierre Frey for sure, for the quality. Nobilis, also, Rue Bonaparte. They're great.
And where do you do most of your shopping? France, Italy, or Belgium?
South of France, I know my brother loves collecting from there, and also Switzerland, Belgium slightly, but he's moving around the world to try to find vintage pieces. He's really picky about what he's choosing.
Well, you know I love your booth, and thank you.
Thanks
Bye,
a
Elsa.
lot. Merci.
Okay. Eloise, thanks for coming out this morning. So, where are we right now?
We're in Paulbert.
Paulbert. How many years have you been in the business?
8 years now.
8 years. And how many times have we been together?
From the beginning.
From the beginning.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
I'm here today because you told me you had something really fabulous from Versailles.
Absolutely.
Tell me what you have.
We have a pair of vitrine, so a showcase, which we're used to display the ornamental historical pieces of the royal horses of the kings of Versailles, so the kings of France. The model is very classical. They're made of bronze, and you have this little shelf and a very big space in the bottom to expose and display the pieces of the carriages, the ornamental pieces, historical of the
kings,
of the royal horses, the
Versailles.
carriages of Versailles.
Where do you and William get all of this stuff? I mean, are you shopping in France or Belgium or Italy? Where's your source?
We mostly shop in France, in very different places. It can be private properties or very unusual places like
I think that's what
Versailles.
you're famous for. I mean,
Absolutely.
do you remember the time I got a 22-foot bistro serving table from you?
I remember that piece. It was gorgeous and great, and we were very happy to have it because it's so unusual the size.
All right.
Precisely.
Well, thanks for spending time with us this morning. And
Thanks.
here we are with Eloise at Paulbert. Okay.
Thank you, and have a good day.
Combien d'années tu es dans le métier? How long have you been in the biz?
Ça fait 28 ans.
28 years?
Ouais, 28 ans.
How long have we
Ouais.
known each other? Combien de temps on se connaît?
Oh, ça va faire une quinzaine d'années, je
Ouais.
pense. Ouais, facile,
Je
ouais.
pense.
Ouais.
Qu'est-ce que tu adores dans le stand? Dis-moi deux
La-
choses.
La paire de vases en terre cuite
Okay.
de Choisy-le-Roi.
So this is a pair of vases from Choisy-le-Roi, et je crois que c'est en terre cuite.
C'est
right?
ça, terre cuite, ouais, en 4 parties, ouais.
So these are in 4 pieces. They're terracotta, and ils viennent d'où? Where are they from?
De région parisienne.
So just outside of Paris. They're gorgeous. How much?
Je demande 12 500 euros. la paire.
12,500 for the pair. I know what I love.
Ça, la lanterne, c'est magnifique, ouais.
This is absolutely magnificent lantern. Et c'est quelle époque?
C'est 1850,
1850.
en bronze,
Bronze.
Louis XVI.
Louis XVI style.
Ouais.
Louis XVI. It is perfect for a hallway.
En parfait état,
Vraiment, perfect shape.
ouais, avec ses vitres d'origine.
And how much is
voilà.
this? How much is
Je
this?
demande 13 000 euros.
13,000 euros.
Ouais.
And tell me, who's your favorite customer? Qui est votre client préféré?
Ah, j'aime bien les Américains.
Americans.
Ouais, Américains.
C'est bien parce que ça, c'est pour des
Oui,
Américains.
voilà.
Okay, well, hey, thanks a lot, Nicolas.
Voilà.
Bye.
Alison.
Deux fois. Yeah. So, Jean, I'm so happy to be back. How long have you been in the business?
I've been in business for about 40 years.
Oh my gosh, 40 years. And I think we've known each other for about 20.
Yes, I think also.
About
Yes.
20. I remember when you used to sell all Baroque. But you
Exactly.
still do some.
Yes, I still do some,
Right.
of course.
What are you known for? What are you best
I am
known
known for lighting,
Lighting
lightning, and chandeliers.
and chandeliers.
And yes.
What is the most exciting thing in your booth right now?
The most exacting are these three sconces, which are Venetian. I think they come from a theater in Venice.
Do they light up?
Yes, of course.
Show me. Show
I
me.
can show you.
Jean, these are absolutely outrageous. These are outrageous. Ah, they're so great. And what period are they, Jean?
They are beginning of 20th century. I think about 1920s.
Oh, look at those. Those are fabulous.
Those
Wow, those are
those
gorgeous.
sconces, yes, these are from Barovier, who was a big master in Venice and in Murano. They are Murano. These are pieces of old pieces of baccarat crystal, colored ruby red, and it's a collection I bought a long time ago, and I have mounted them in bronze.
In bronze, they're fabulous.
Tu vois la collection? Elle est belle, hein?
It's good that you showed us this. This is a beautiful vitrine. Jean, so nice to see you.
Thank you.
Thierry, hello.
Hello.
I'm going to tell my audience that you are my favorite aristocrat at the Marche Aux Puces.
Very sweet of you.
And why are you an aristocrat for me? Because you are the only person I know that collects royalty objects.
Yes.
Tell us about a couple of royalty objects.
I got some two books from Fontainebleau Castle.
Yes.
And the Napoleon III coat of arms on the top.
So that's the coat of arms of Napoleon
Napoleon
III.
Yes, I think it was a gift from the emperor to someone very close friends.
Uh-huh. Why don't you show us, show us a page from the book? So they're...
It's a top quality. It's top quality books because every print is separated with a silk paper. From Louis Philippe's castle, I got a small trade, and behind you got the name of the castles. It's a tin trade for Louis Philippe's castle, and it was used to print behind.
I mean, this is amazing. And also this tin is much heavier than most tin you ever
Yes,
find.
it's good quality. And there you got the name of
the
the castle,
Castle
Eu, with a castle north of Normandy, and it was used to carry the porcelain. And you got some bigger one was used for carrying glass.
So this was carrying porcelain,
Yes.
and then the larger trays would be like this is.
Yes,
I mean,
and
this
that-
is gorgeous.
That
Can
is
you
from-
see this?
That is from Napoleon III service from all the castles.
Is that the porcelain from Sèvres that you were
It's
telling me about?
from Compiègne castles, and
Wow.
you got the name of the king, the same king for the trades.
And which king is that?
Louis Philippe.
Louis Philippe.
Yes.
Louis Philippe. And what period is that?
Early in 1830 to 1848.
1830 to 1848.
One of his son, and their porcelain showing the castle of Compiègne, Saint-Cloud, sorry, were being destroyed.
Yeah, Saint Cloud doesn't exist
No,
anymore.
this has been destroyed during the 1870 war.
Okay, thanks so
No,
much.
I'm
It
good.
was super nice to see
See you next time.
Okay, bye. Benoit, here we are in the most beautiful shop in Paris. In Paris.
hope.
How many years have you been in the business?
I started probably 28 years ago.
28 years ago. And how long have you been in this spot right here?
Especially in this place, 20 years.
What are the two greatest things in this gigantic store of yours right now?
Actually, my better piece is this console, this amazing console, Louis XIV style, but made in the end of the 19th century.
Is it French?
French, yes, of course. Swiss marble, and 77 inches long,
Okay.
and
are you
more than 2 tons.
Weighs 2 tons. And are you going to tell us how much this baby costs?
150,000 euros.
150,000 euros. All right. So this is like absolutely outrageous. What else do you want to show us? What else? Is
I
super
have
fabulous?
a pair of painting.
So, Benoit, I'm so happy you could actually get me in here this morning. I mean, everybody's so busy. You're putting up lights, but what are these two absolutely fabulous paintings?
Look at this pair of portraits. This is incredible. This is Empire period, made in 1804, and probably a member of the imperial family.
Stand next to one of the paintings so we see how tall they are.
Yeah.
So they're huge. They're absolutely huge.
Look at the lovely face of the woman.
You know, if you were going to use a fabric house in Paris, who would you use?
I use a lot of time Le Lièvre.
Le Lièvre.
Le Lièvre,
Okay,
very
because
famous and very good quality.
what's your favorite customer?
Americans.
Mary, why?
Definitely, because they are easy, they are very friendly, and it's
And that's why you like me.
no, you're too hard with me. No, it's a joke. It's a joke. No, American are definitely the best clients we have. True.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you. Bernard, thanks for having us this morning. Oui, je suis d'accord.
C'est romain, c'est un Eros.
Tu vois?
Eros, c'est un art.
How long, combien de temps tu es dans le métier?
Ça fait 40 années.
For 40 years you've been in the business and you've been collecting antiquities. So, vous pouvez nous montrer les deux choses que vous préférez le plus
Il y a ce visage d'ange en albâtre
This
qui
is
est.
an angel in alabaster
Alabaster.
from the Renaissance period.
Oui, je demande 8200 euros.
So this is 8,200 euros. And can you show us one other thing that we absolutely must have in your... Une autre chose qu'il faut l'avoir?
Il y a
Approchez.
Ménélas.
This is from the...
C'est un marbre de Carrare qui est d'époque néoclassique.
It's Carrara marble and it's neoclassic and this is the story of Troy.
C'est une copie la célèbre sculpture placée sous la loggia à Florence.
Okay, so this is in the loggia in Florence and he was telling us that there are very, very few copies of this in the world. And quel est le prix de celle-là?
Il faut 48 000 euros.
48,000 euros. Qui sont les clients que vous aimez le plus ici à Serpette?
Il y a beaucoup d'Européens, mais un bon nombre d'Américains. Les Américains sont des clients de choix pour nous, parce qu'ils s'intéressent vraiment aux antiquités. Voilà.
You have a lot of Europeans that come here, but in fact, it's the Americans who are interested the most in antiquities.
Pour la marchandise.
He said everybody's looking at 20th century,
Ça ne m'intéresse pas.
and that doesn't interest him one bit. But
Pour moi, c'est pas de l'antiquité.
and there's Romy Schneider. Yeah. So, I mean, actually, if you look down here, look at all the dogs that are down here. Show me a couple of frames that are just really exceptional right now.
Exceptional. I have this one, which is
Gorgeous.
unusual because of this piece here. You see,
So is something would have
it's
sat on the top
north
of
of
it?
Italy. It's north of Italy, 17th century.
Gorgeous. And how much would something like that cost?
Something like that cost 1,500 euros.
1,500 euros.
Yeah.
And let's see the back of it. Yeah. Wonderful.
Because we have many frames on the website, and then voilà. From the 40s, 50s.
40s, 50s.
French, and what is very unusual, it's this.
The matting.
The Marie-Louise
Marie-Louise, right. Marie-Louise,
in raffia.
right.
On the other side,
So
because
you
we
have two stores
we have
right
two
across
stores,
from each
and
other.
Here you have all this frame in. You have the wood frame, like this, you know, mahogany frame, oak frames from different period. After you have the frame like this, this you see, or guilded frame from the 17th century to the 19th century. Most of the time it's for drawing or painting, and people come here with the painting and they choose the frame they will buy, and which match with the frame. We have to cut. We do it.
Right.
And we have people who restore if there are crack or something like that. So we prepare the frame for the people, and we put the painting inside the frame if you want.
Virginie and Stéphane, what advice would you give to an American interior designer that's coming to the Puces?
Comes on a Friday morning, because the Friday morning the new pieces are coming and you will find maybe something very interesting.
Right.
More than the rest of the weekend.
Right, because actually we're here on a Friday right now, filming, because you've never talked to us on a Saturday or a Sunday. All right, it's been super to see you. Thanks very much.
Thank you,
Okay,
Alisa.
my dears. Okay, bye. Arturo, thank you for coming out on a Friday. I really appreciate it.
C'est Caplus qui était dans l'entrée du Louvre des Antiquaires à Paris, qui vient de fermer ses portes et qui va devenir un hôtel de luxe ou une galerie marchande de luxe.
These four chandeliers came from a killer place in Paris. It came right across from the Louvre. It was a place called Louvre des Antiquaires, and these were the gigantic chandeliers that were in the entry of the building. It just closed down, and he got the decorative chandeliers. Do you think they're, vous pensez qu'ils sont
1900, non, c'est 1975, c'est ou la maison de Lille ou la maison Janssen qui a fait ça.
So they're 1975, or they're Janssen, or they're de Lille, and they are to die for. And you still have all four, tu as toujours tous les quatre.
Les quatre.
So they would look incredible in a new hotel. These will go. Tu viens de les mettre, n'est-ce pas?
Oui.
Yeah, he just put them up. Combien d'années tu es dans le métier?
22 ans.
22 years he's been in the business, and he's never ever here. He only comes when he's setting up the booth. Qui est votre client préféré au monde?
C'est celui qui est content de ses achats et celui qui revient tout le temps.
Good. He says, I said, who's your favorite customer base? You know what he said? I love that. I really like that. He goes, people who like to buy. Very good. Thanks a lot for your time.
Thank you.
Okay. Merci. I am in my best girlfriend shop in the Marché Aux Puces. She's on Rue de Rosier, and she is the best seller of antique fireplaces in France. In France, period. What advice do you have for an American interior designer coming to the Marché Aux Puces?
Ah, moi je dirais qu'il ne faut jamais acheter en 2 minutes. Il faut toujours prendre un quart d'heure, 1 heure avant de se décider. Il n'y a pas.
Her advice is, if you come to the Marché Aux Puces, do not buy in 2 minutes, at least 15 minutes, And it would be even better if you said 1 hour. A dealer will always hold something for 1 hour. This is one of her best fireplaces. C'est combien celle-là?
Tu veux dire en prix, c'est 47 000 euros.
It's 47,000 and c'est quelle époque?
C'est 19e d'époque Napoléon III.
So it's Napoleon III
C'est une
and
très grande dimension.
very big size.
Et le marbre.
And the marble is non-existent anymore on the planet Earth. It's the Marche de Violet, and it's one of the most beautiful colors. Who is really your favorite customers who come into your shop?
Le premier mouvement de sympathie va toujours vers les gens qui aiment la marchandise. Voilà, ça c'est le premier, les gens qui ont vraiment un regard sur la marchandise et qui écoutent ce que je dis.
She wants customers that like to look at the merchandise and give her time to explain the merchandise. So this is the lower level, which almost no one ever gets to see. I said there were 100. There are 137 fireplaces
Il y en a
down here.
400 sur le site internet.
So there's every style. There's everything from the 18th century to Renaissance to 19th century. There's with gilt bronze. She has fire screens. Let's walk all the way down this way. And it goes all the way into the next room. Look at all these fabulous fireplaces. Daisy, tell me about one of your favorite fireplaces down here.
Je pense que ça sera des cheminées très colorées, peut-être celle qui est tout au bout là-bas, qui est en Concorde du Ballet, qui est un marbre des Pyrénées.
So it's this fireplace here, which she says is very colorful, the white one with all of the gray striping in it. And there's also this one to the left of it, and that one's from the Pyrenees. And c'est quelle époque ça?
Ça c'est 19e, de style Louis XIV.
It's the style of Louis XIV, but it's a 19th century fireplace. Et une cheminée comme ça vaut combien à peu près?
Elle est à 7 500 euros.
So now that's a fireplace that was 7,500. And si on a choisi une cheminée comme ça, avec le bronze doré, if we took one with the gilt bronze, how much would that be?
This one is around 18,000 euros.
18,000.
Yes, approximately.
And what period is that?
Same, 19th century,
19th century.
19e siècle et de style Louis XVI, avec les bronzes dorés.
And what about this all black fireplace? What's
Ah,
that?
ça
Ça,
c'est
c'est quoi?
extrêmement rare. C'est un marbre noir de Belgique.
So this black fireplace here is extremely rare, and it's from black marble in Belgium. And c'est quel prix?
Ça c'est 17 000 euros.
That's 17,000 euros. And I love the white marble, the Carrera marble at the end there.
Oui, ça c'est la qualité du carrare supérieur qui s'appelle carrare statuaire.
So that's a statuary marble from Carrera, and a 19e siècle,
Exactement.
19th century fireplace. And ça vaut combien?
Approximativement 14 000 euros.
About 14,000 euros. And oh my God, how do we get these all delivered?
Oh, ça c'est très facile. Comme,
So-
tu vois, à Lisane, les cheminées se démontent en 4 morceaux.
Right, all fireplaces come apart in 4 pieces, and I know it's very easy because I've transported tons
Voilà.
of fireplaces. But a lot of people they worry, how are we going to get this home? You have it packed professionally, you airtight it, and you've got it in 2 days.
Oui,
So she actually said she prefers that they leave by boat. I personally think it takes too long. Thank you again for having us, and we'll see you next week when I come back shopping.
bien sûr, tu es toujours la bienvenue.
This is my friend Fortuna. If you're looking for 30s, she knows it. She's been working with mostly young decorators. And what do they want? They want contemporary. What is your favorite thing in your whole shop?
Magnifique, son travail est exceptionnel.
So this is a designer that she's representing that only works in steel. They're sheets of steel. Everybody that walks in thinks they're wood, but she has about 7 pieces. Quelle est le fourchette de prix à peu près?
Alors, par exemple, ça, c'est une console qu'il a fabriquée pour moi, exceptionnellement pour ma boutique. Et donc, le prix demandé est 9 800 €.
So that would be, all of these pieces are only available in her shop. And for instance, the piece we just saw was 9,000, about 9,000 euros.
Oui, voilà.
And I think the small tabouret or side tables are about 1,000 to 1,500. C'est vrai? À peu près? Des petites.
Les petits, oui, sont entre 1,500 et 2,000.
Exact. So between 1,500 and 2,000. And I think you have several pieces, like maybe 6 or 7. Tu as au moins 6 ou 7 pièces
Ah
ici.
oui, bien sûr.
On va les filmer par ici.
J'ai une autre console.
This is wonderful.
Elle est magnifique.
Oui, wonderful.
Elle est
Then-
superbe.
And then there's some pieces back there too.
Et un banc également.
And are they comfortable? Ils sont confortables en plus?
Oui, c'est confortable. Et donc le banc, il peut aller à l'extérieur, mais il faut une finition spéciale.
Okay, so she can also make these for exterior. He just will change the finish.
Voilà.
But really, vous êtes connu pour des lustres. You're known for the lustres.
Oui,
Show me your
beaucoup de
favorite
luminaires.
one.
Beaucoup de luminaires.
Right.
Donc on est spécialisé dans le luminaire, mais on fait
Show me one that you love.
également beaucoup d'objets, de lampes.
So you do lamps as well as, now that's a beautiful one. Is that the gold one you were telling me about? Ça c'est celle que tu m'as dit tout à
Oui,
l'heure
les
que
somptueux.
ce sont
C'est
purs.
de très belles pièces. Sinon, nous avons aussi le lustre pour ça.
That's cute. I can't remember how you say that, but it's the thing you don't want to step on in the ocean. Oh my God. So how much would this chandelier? Ça sera combien à peu près celle-là?
Celui-ci, je demande 5 500.
This is 5,500. How about this one here? I love this too. How much is the gold one?
Celui-ci, il est à le lustre. Hein,
Oui.
Le lustre est à 6,500.
6,500. How long have you actually been in this spot? Tu es ici depuis quand? Vraiment dans cette boutique?
Dans les 3 boutiques depuis 1985. Ça fait,
Wow, she's been in this store
35 ans.
since 35 years in this shop. Well, you are trop adorable, trop adorable. Thank you very much, sweetheart. Bye. Oh, wait, I have something super cool to tell you. She actually lives in the building behind me, and we share a window in our courtyard. Didier!
Hello.
Bonjour! Hi, nice to see you.
Hi.
Bonjour. So, here we are with Didier.
Here you are.
Didier. Didier, how long have you been here?
Actually, 39 years. You are in the oldest flea market, part of the flea market in Paris.
And your wife also has another great big stand, and where's she?
She is in Marché, which is another market from the flea market, more, let's say, more decorative, and she sold paintings and decorative arts from the 18th century too.
Now, when I walked in just now, oh my gosh, come with me. What are those? Those are fabulous.
These
Oh
candelabras.
my gosh, are they fantastic?
These candelabras are made by Janssen during the first part in the 20th century with rock crystals. And the same model was sold with Sotheby's 20 years ago from Coco Chanel, from the...
And how much
succession.
are this pair of chandeliers here?
This pair of chandeliers are 18,000 euros.
Wow, they are absolutely
In perfect condition.
stunning. Stunning. And do you think that the rock crystal was made in what year?
They were from the origin, to my opinion.
All right. Well, they're just absolutely gorgeous. Show me one more thing that is absolutely fabulous. Should we go over in this room?
Maybe this way.
Oh. God, you've got so many rooms, Didier.
it's the reason we are in this part of the market. You know, it's impossible at another place to find this area, and for us it's very
the
important.
largest one.
Yeah, it's the largest one, I think.
What would you like to show me in here?
This chandelier from
Beautiful.
the second part, the 19th century, probably in 1870, 1880, made in France, with a nice quality of crystals and with 32 lamps, 32 lights.
Stand next to it so they can get an idea of the size of it.
It's 1.60 m high, and it's a nice quality of ormolu.
DJ, there's so much merchandise at the Marche Aux Puces. I want a real piece of advice that you could give my professional interior designers that know how to shop.
Yeah.
What are you going to say to them if you wanted to say, here's a piece of advice?
So the first things to do, to my opinion, is to take time. When you choose an object, when you see one object that can fit in the client room or in the client space, take your time. Put it in your head, figure it in the room of your client, then go back 10 minutes later to be sure it will fit perfectly.
It's interesting, you are not the first person to tell us this today.
Thank you.
Which is very good because that's consistent
Yeah.
with what other dealers are saying. Don't buy on impulse.
Don't buy like that.
Because sometimes the furniture is not even real.
You
let's
have to look at everything.
look at everything because not every dealer in the Puces, quite frankly, has real antiques.
That's true.
You're a doll.
Pleasure.
Thanks. Thanks, Didier. This is Romain, this is Marc Segura. Marc's family is probably one of the greatest dealers probably in all of France. Let's go in and see your paintings.
With pleasure.
How long have you been in the business?
40 years now.
40?
Yes,
Okay.
40
and how long
years.
have you been in the business?
Actually 5 years.
Five.
I think around 5 or 6 years.
Right. And how long have you been at Biron in this spot?
Biron 5 years ago now, with my 2 children, my son and my daughter.
And your darling daughter. And I know why you've only been here 5 years. I want you to show me one of the catalogs from your family's business.
I with pleasure, absolutely. It was here.
This is probably one of the best antique dealers in all of Europe. And this was his family. And does it list the address anywhere? Oh, there.
Yes.
So they used to be on Place François Ier, which is just, the king that built Chambord. And this is probably one of the most important places in all of Paris. And this is where their private mansion was. Do you want to show us, maybe just flip through the book?
Sure, absolutely. Some of the painting.
Romain, what are the periods that they mostly sold?
It's usually the 18th century period, which is for us one of the most important period on the painting and the furniture.
18th French century, Louis XVI. Louis XVI by Carlin, one of the best worker in 18th century. I show you my parents, you see, my father and my mother, when they started in the business, they're around 32 years.
And over those years, I know that you've sold to the museums. I know you've sold to the biggest collectors in the world. Can you name a couple of them?
Some of the very important museums, the Getty Museum. We have some people Peter Marino and some decorator and very important client, top American client, very important, the Reisman collection, to Madame Reisman, and another a lot of top American collectors.
Et là, j'en ai pas mal en restauration, j'en ai quelques-uns qui sont en présentation aussi, tu sais, chez les particuliers. Et puis.
Mais ça, explique-moi ça un peu, les tableaux qui sont en exposition chez un client.
Oui, j'en ai un ou deux qui sont en exposition chez des clients, parce que tu sais, c'est des grands tableaux, et la taille, donc il faut vraiment. Ils font une salle à manger, par exemple. J'ai deux très belles natures mortes, 18e, que les gens. On a présenté et les décorateurs vont faire, si tu veux, par rapport dans la salle à manger. Donc il faut la taille exacte, les moulures et tout. Donc tout est fait par rapport au tableau.
Et c'est une maison à Paris?
À Paris, tout à fait. Ah, oui,
et normalement, ils gardent un tableau pour combien de temps?
Là, ça va être au moins 15 jours.
15 jours.
Ouais, 15 jours. Et ils prennent des grands.
Absolutely, I show you a very important painting by a Spanish painter, Salinas. It's 19th century. It's a banquet, a scene banquet.
So it's a banquet scene.
Yes, banquet scene. But the matière, it's a fantastic. You see all the jewels.
So he's pointing at all the jewels and the lace and the Louis XVI
the dress
furniture.
and the furniture. It's a very, very important painting by a very important. You have in the museum, the Spanish museum, you have this painter. So it's a real masterpiece.
And you would call this an interior scene, which I know is very, very desirable in the American market.
It's the interior scene, very elegant. You see the woman, the face of the woman, and very, very. And you can stay 1 hour in front of the painting, and every time you discover a new thing in this painting. It's fantastic, really, and one of my heart, it's attack heart for me.
It's a heart attack for you.
Yeah, yes.
Mark, this was an amazing story you just told us. So this whole scene here takes place in the Louvre, and that's the Venus De Milo, right?
Absolutely, it's a Venus De Milo. It's a painting by a woman painter, Julie Buchet. It's dated 1885. It's a woman painter, and this painting was exhibited in the Louvre Museum, in the Versailles Museum, and in Chicago Universal Exhibition in 1893.
And I think you just told us that someone came last week to see this painting.
Yeah,
and who was that?
It's a man from the Museum of the Louvre, came to see the painting and
to perhaps buy it.
Maybe to perhaps to buy. No, the museum is long time to see, and he's coming again in September. But they are very interested. We sent a picture, and they came weeks ago. They are in love with this painting.
Marc, if you could give our audience one piece of advice on how to buy a painting, what would that be?
Un coup de cœur.
Your heart must stop.